Ladies and gentlemen, baby, baby, baby. Again, you think that this is not a live intro. Are you ready for guitar athleticism? Oh, baby. Ladies, gents, buckle up! We are about to begin. Woo!
Everything that brought me alive. Though we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my
Oh, these dance moves! These dance moves are insane! Oh, baby, babe. Antoinette! I was just dancing to it. You know what? You know what? Come here. Get out of the workroom. You're fired. Out! Unbelievable! Stop the music! Stop the music! I was so in the mood. I was vibing. I was dancing. And then you suddenly stop the music. Get out! Unbelievable. We were athletic. We were moving and grooving. And then just stop the music. We're going to play that again, and I'm going to be hiring a new assistant. You know what? I'm going to be hiring a new assistant producer. Okay? Hold on, let's go back. Ah, that's the one. Yes. Volume up. Turn me up. Woo. That's what I'm talking about. How you doing? Happy Saturday. I mean, it's kind of over. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys something. Oh, smoking guns. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something. I'm so in the mood today, man. I am so in the mood today. Sandra Horn said, "You sad Harry Potter?" I'm not Harry Potter. You sad Sandra Horn. We are not. I gotta tell you guys. I am in the mood today. In the mood for electric guitars, for tucking athleticism, for just bringing the good vibes out. I am in the mood this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And nothing can stop us. Nothing can possibly stop us today. You can say all you want. A horde of classical guitar playing nylon string nobodies can come into the stream and trying to... Well, nothing stops us today. Woo! We are in the mood. Now, I gotta tell you guys something. I gotta tell you something. Check this out. I've got a great docket for you guys today. It's a great docket. We're gonna be talking so many awesome things. I've got a special futuristic guitar. I've never seen anything like it before. And we're gonna talk, I think, the second or third item on the docket today. So, let me tell you what items on the docket do we have. Let me tell you what. So first, Rick Beato, I call him the Italian Slick Rick, said something very interesting, and I agree with it actually. Something really interesting about some other people's guitars. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about that futuristic, insane guitar. I've never seen anything like it. It's a German guitar, and it's awesome. I'm going to show you guys that. We're going to talk about the specs in detail. Then, John Mayer said something kind of interesting about fretboards that we don't agree with on this stream. We're going to talk about that in detail. We got the new 2026 Grammy nominations for rock and metal. We're going to talk about that. ESP LTD is a new model. Got a new model. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about a lot more stuff. And lastly, we'll probably finish the stream with an awesome new Heritage guitar. How does that sound? How good is that? What a docket is that? Today is going to be really, really good. We're happy. We like that. We like that very much. So with that said, let us get the party started. Shall we? Let me tone this down a little. Let me play something a little bit more mellow, so you guys are not just like, you know, just overexcited. Okay. All right. So now, let's get it started. Tell me, Twitch and YouTube, you guys tell me, how good or bad the background music is. Is it too loud? Can you guys hear me well? Sound check testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you guys good? I take it as a yes. I take it as a yes. 100%. Thank you very much. I don't know if it was Sandra or somebody else in the chat went with 100%. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. I like YouTube. YouTube is active. YouTube is athletic. We haven't managed to get Twitch to be as athletic, but I like YouTube. So, let us get the party started, ladies and gents, shall we? Let us go to the first item in our awesome docket today. Boy, oh boy. Saturday evening vibes, baby. So, I was reading all the articles from the past couple of days since we had our last stream. And I thought this was really interesting. Check this out. So, you guys know Rick Beato. For those who don't know, he is a producer, professional, done some big records. Used to teach in Berkeley, which is probably one of the most prestiged music colleges in the world. Professional guitar player. He's awesome. And he has a very popular YouTube channel. In his channel, he brings a lot of famous people from David Gilmour, you know, Kirk Hammett, Rick Rubin, you name it, Julian Lage, all the big heads. That's their go-to place when it comes to YouTube. He said something really interesting that actually resonated with me a lot. Now, I'm lucky because the thing that he said this time around, I actually agree with. The last time he said something that I didn't agree with, I talked about it on stream or on a YouTube video, and then I had an armada of Beato fans telling how horrible of a person I was. But we keep it honest on the stream, okay? We keep it athletic. We don't suck up to anybody here, because it's athleticism, okay? So this is what Slick Rick said, and I like him. He said, "I've had many people hand me their guitars, and I'm like, no, thank you." Rick Beato was offered the chance to play guitars from Pete Frampton, Larry Carlton, and more. Here's why he turned them down. Right. So basically, what he says is, look, that was unbelievable. Because he was talking about David Gilmour on the stream and handing him the Fender Strat. And he's like, look, it was unbelievable because he has all the original gear. He's playing through all the original gear that he used on these famous records that he had, right? Pink Floyd. When you hear that bandstand echo and he's demonstrating his whammy bar and everything, it's just like, wow, it sounds pristine. It was going through like 5 different amplifiers right near me. Just think of some of the famous guitar players who have been on Rick Beato and the guitars they brought with them, but why would you want to not play your hero's guitar? Well, Beato says he had the chance, and every time he is declined. Never. I try and never touch anyone's instruments, he says. Even if they do offer, I'm like, I don't want to. I've had people hand me things. And it turns out the things he's been handed are pretty cool. You know, even with this policy, he has his curiosities. He said, look, I had Peter Frampton on the first time I met him. He handed me his black Les Paul, and I handed it right back to him. Larry Carlton handed me his Gibson 335. I handed it right back to him. I'm not going to play this. I've had so many people hand me their guitars, and I'm like, no, thank you. Right? And funny enough, in that thing, he doesn't really say why. So I did a bit of digging, and it's just that it's a policy that he has. He has this thing in him that he doesn't want to do it. And I read this, and it really resonated with me. I'll tell you why. I am very curious about playing new guitars. Okay? Very curious. So it's not like that I want to play other people's guitars. It's just that I want to play new guitars, right? That's why I have a lot of guitars at home. It's just curiosity, right? It's just a new novelty, right? Novelty experience, right? So I love playing new guitars. In parallel, I hate people playing mine. I just cannot stand it. There's like, I have like I don't know, 4 or 5 guitars that strictly no one's allowed to touch them. And the rest kind of follow the same policy too. You know what I mean? I just hate it. I don't know why. And you might think that, you know, if you have like more than 10 guitars at home, why would you care? Just, you know, take the few that you really like out of the way, and then the rest should be okay. I don't like it, and I don't know why. It's just the feeling I've got. It's a part of me that I don't like, but it's still a part of me. You know what I mean? So I completely understand it. Now, here's the catch, right? If you don't like people playing your guitar, then you have to be consistent. You can't then go around and play with other people's guitars, because a lot of the new experiences with new guitars comes from you just going to a store, a guitar show, NAMM, you know what I mean? Those are the new experiences, and that's all good. But a lot of the new experiences is you playing other people's instruments. And I'm like, well, that'll be hypocritical, right? If I don't like people touching mine, I shouldn't be playing with theirs either. And that was like really interesting. I remember, funny enough, like when I bought like 2 of my favorite guitars, there was this like, I don't know, year and a half ago maybe. I was running these simulations, these scenarios in my head of like, okay, well, if somebody comes in like as a guest to our place, like them, our family, friends, whatever, come over. How am I going to explain to them politely and friendly in a friendly fashion that, you're not touching my stuff? You know what I mean? How do I make sure their kids don't go into the guitar room? So that's it. That's you know, that's just it. I can't tell you why. So I appreciated what he said there. He's like, look, even when they're my heroes and they offer me iconic guitars to play, right? I just handed it back, and I'm like, I respect that. I respect that, and I won't be surprised if he feels the same about his guitars as I do. I will not be surprised at all. So I thought that was an interesting thing. It made me laugh at a little. Like, you know, there are certain things that you read or you encounter that highlight your own biases and your own emotional reactions to things that make absolutely no sense, right? Like, bro, you had like 12 guitars at home. Why would you care? Just take 4 of them out of the way that you really like and play, and then the rest should be okay, right? You don't even play them much. But I can't tell you why. Maybe if we surpass 20 guitars, that'll go away. So we'll see. Do you guys have the same? Like, is there anybody that love their guitar so much that they hate it when somebody goes anywhere near them? Is that the case? I'd be keen to hear it. Anywho, let us get to the next item on the docket, and that was the futuristic guitar that I promised you guys to talk about, and it is insanity. You guys will know exactly what I mean when I get to it. Check this out. So this is Verso Guitars. Verso Guitars is a guitar building company in Germany, and their whole motto is simple, inspiring, freely movable. These are the 3 things that they're all about. And when you look at the guitar, good Lord, inspiring is a little like subjective. In a, I guess, beautiful and simple it is too. But this is a simple instrument. You know what I mean? Like a simple headstock, no logos, no nothing, just a straightforward piece of wood. It's very minimalistic in design, and I appreciated that. I really did. Right? I think there is something to be said about minimalistic, simple designs. But the thing that really makes this guitar interesting is the fact that the pickups are movable. So these pickups are attached to the body via magnets, and you can literally move them around. And you guys can see there's like this electric wire there, right? And that's the range of movement that you have, and it goes all the way to the either end of the guitar, however you want to play with it. And they have basses too, by the way. So literally, you got magnets there, and you can move these pickups left, right, up, and down however you like it. And I thought that was insane. That's such a good idea, right? Because it not only allows you to change the look of your guitar, it allows you to change the sound of your guitar. It allows you to experiment with your pickup a lot, as opposed to, you know what I mean, pickups that sit in a fixed position. This is awesome. Now, I didn't get any articles. I couldn't find any articles that says, all right, if these pickups are mounted via magnets, and obviously pickups themselves are kind of magnets, right? So essentially you got magnets and then coils going around, right? Would that impact how well the pickup picks up the sound frequencies? The disturbance in the electromagnetic field resulted by the vibration, the oscillation of the string. And I couldn't find any article or anything about it. So if anybody finds something like that, please do let me know. But by the way, this is the guitar on the thumbnail of the stream. So that's that. But I want to talk to you guys about Sine, which is their new model. So let's go to it. Check this out. This is Sine. Now, what do you notice? That magnetic plate where your pickup lies on is actually a separate plate to your body wood. And then the neck sits somewhere in between. It's insane. The design is insanity, right? And you got this awesome back of the guitar that looks a little bit more complicated than the front. So it has a 3-dimensional pickup movement, physical volume control, and expression CV and MIDI, right? Sine is a solid body electric guitar built around one idea: playfulness. It redefines your interaction with sound, featuring innovative side pad and a freely movable pickup system. Allows for a precise mechanical control over volume, and frankly, adding a new layer of expressiveness, right? Now, see what we got here. That's how the strings get mounted on this. And this looks like it reminds me of a 0 fret design, you know, at the nut level. But this is obviously the bridge on the saddle, right? You got your volume controls and all that there. You got your MIDI inputs, anything for charging and all that jazz. This is your cable inputs. And check this out. So the neck seems to be a bolt-on neck. So this is where the bolt goes. Funny enough, and that was like, I found this bit a little bit of a strange thing. It seems like it's a single bolt, so it could be a mix of, like, say, bolt and glue. But yeah. Dorotio, hi guys and gals. I'll be in and out. I'm currently at a formal Sweet 16 party. My goodness, have a good time there, man. I'll see you. I'll see you in and out. That's fine. So yeah, it's like it could be a mix there too, but it's definitely a design that doesn't follow any traditional methods of guitar building, which is why I love it so much, right? So that's the guitar, and now let's talk about the specs for a second. So it's a 25.6 inch scale length, so not 25 and a half. That's 25. That's like 25.6, right? Comes with 6 or 7 string. Weighs at 3.4 kilos. So what is that? 7 pounds, 7 to 8 pounds. For 6 string, just a little more for 7. Comes with batteries, 22 frets, with 18% nickel silver in it. Solid brass bridge with height adjustable and fixed intonation. That's not ideal, the fixed intonation. Okay, that's a restriction there. So that means you gotta stick to factory settings when it comes to your string gouges or things of that nature. But height adjustable can help with that, right? So if you increase your height or decrease your height from the mid level, that does change the intonation a little, but then obviously it also changes your action. So finding that sweet spot is a little bit more challenging, I would assume. And they got the Schaller M6 locking tuners, and we love those. They're awesome. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, it says consent is required to display this content from YouTube. So, if we can't find it here, let's just go directly on YouTube to hear this guitar. Give me a second, guys. Let me get to YouTube. When I checked the page first, it used to have that right playable so we can hear the guitar, but clearly not. Okay, Verso Guitars, Sine. Here we go. Okay, let me pause the music for a second. And we are good. Here we go. Let's listen to this lovely electric guitar. Check this out.
This is Sine, an electric guitar by Verso Instruments. It has unique...
Did you guys see that? So that, like, he plays with that plate like a vibrato, like a whammy bar. This is awesome. I love this guitar so much.
This is Sine, an electric guitar by Verso Instruments. It has unique features that we'll explore in this video.
This is awesome.
Move its pickups along the strings to change Sine's frequency response. Move them sideways to separate strings in stereo. And lastly, there is the Sine pad, a surface that can be pushed down to control volume by changing the pickup to string distance. We also collaborated with Lele. And created a module to control expression, CV, and MIDI.
Play that, baby. Let's go.
This is Ephraim Giepen. In the next demo, he shortens the length of infinite reverb trails by pressing down on the Sine pad.
Boy, oh boy. Isn't this awesome? Okay, I wanna get to the bits when we. So this all talks about, like, you know, you got your electrical stuff in there, you get your effects there, you can control synths in there, yada yada. You can do interesting stuff with that, so you can connect it to another device, basically.
Controlling bass.
Right, fine. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got some devices in there. What I do want to hear is more of the playing. And I want to hear it with distortion a little.
The Lele expression has a switching mode that either can be momentary or latching. In our next track, we switch on the mood and control it with expression. To do so, we connect two TRS cables to the pedal. The guitar's natural sound without effects.
Right.
Now with mood on.
So literally, this piece of metal here on the top that he pushes down can be a whammy, can be an expression pedal on its own, basically, for those who didn't get it. So literally, you get a couple of cables, stick it to the guitar from your effect, and then that thing can act as the expression pedal playing around with those effects. That'll, you know, whether that be like a sort of like a reverb, whether that can be some other effects there, you get the idea. It's literally an expression pedal. Same for the volume, so you can play around for the volume with it too. Right? Like literally, see that? The next bit in the video talks about inverted volume control.
This creates noisy and textural swells.
So yeah, literally, you have an expression pedal on your guitar, which is also a whammy bar. It's awesome. It's insane.
Okay. We used sine a lot with effects in this video, so let's end it with a fun ducking effect using no effects at all.
Yeah.
You find more information about sine on versoinstruments.com.
This is really, really fun. Now, the only thing I was like, oh man, I wish they played something with a bit more distortion too, because we like rock and metal on the stream. So like it would be really nice if there was some sort of like a, you know, distortion pedal thingy going on there. But unfortunately it was not, and that's okay. That's all right. We forgive them. The guitar is awesome, and we can forgive them for that. So this, guys, is Verso Guitars, and the sale is direct to consumer, by the way. So I think it was, how much was it? Like $2,000, $3,000? Order now. Let's see where it takes us. Come on. Come on, don't tell me that it's all these awesome stuff and then your order doesn't work. So configure your build and save your building slot. That's not ideal. I can email them later on and say, hey, look, you guys got these errors in your website. $500 a deposit, and it's 2,000 euros. Yeah, I remember it correctly. So 2,000 euros. So what is that? Like $2,400? And yeah, 43 mil neck, 20 mil thickness in the neck, 16-inch fretboard radius with optional carbon reinforcement. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome. Yeah. What an interesting guitar. I love it, man. I love it when guitar building companies do something new and it's not a Fender and Gibson rinse and repeat. And I get it. Fender and Gibson are great. Tele, Strats, and Les Pauls are fantastic, right? I'm not begrudging that. I know they got their own fans and, all that jazz. But good Lord, like, isn't it nice? Isn't that a fresh breeze when somebody does something innovative and pushes this forward as opposed to us being stuck in the... Anyways. So that was like an interesting thing to me that I want to talk about. Speaking of, so I made this YouTube short out of one of the items we covered on the last stream, right? Where I talked about, this whole fascination with 50s guitars is insane, and I gave my rationale why. And you guys can't believe how many rude comments I had to delete from that short. Like, there was an armada of people begrudging me on it. And I was like, wow, okay, didn't see that coming. So basically my point was that, look, if it's old doesn't mean it's good, right? If it's just old doesn't mean it's insane. Like, it's out of, like, crazy. Now, what I did, though, the mistake I made, because the thing is, like, you guys understand, that was a short made out of me just talking on air, right? I'm just get online and talk on air, and the challenge with that is that it's not always, like, you don't always use the best words when you're live, right? As opposed to a prepped, cut, and edited YouTube video where you can just delete and re-record anything that you didn't like the way you said it, right? But when you're live, there's no escaping that. You can misspeak. And one of the things I did, and part of that is my own fault, right? Is that I said, look, we don't have this fascination with old stuff with anything else other than wine and whiskey. And that was my downfall. Because we do. Like, people like old cars. People like old coins. Dorotio on the stream just himself. He was like, oh, by the way, cars and coins, I think you said, right? And that made perfect sense. Yes, I acknowledge that we have this fascination with other things. The point I was trying to make about old guitars is that because they're old, it doesn't mean that they're good or they sound good, right? Like old school guitars, if you actually like the sound, not because that was the first thing you heard. Not because they're just old and everybody. Like, I don't understand, right? You know what? I'm not going to say it. I already got a lot of crap from the internet for it. But the thing is that I think, I'm a firm believer that newer instruments have better builds and they sound better too. Because that's how things work. We improve. We make designs better. We make technology better. We just produce better stuff. Right? You know. Now, another funny example there was, in that short, I said, look, like I tried to use some analogies, right? I was like, look, if you go to like a car dealership and you get this 50s carriage and you get this Lambo, and then I hand you the keys and I'm like, all right, well, which one you want to go for? Everybody would go for the Lambo, right? And the word I used sarcastically to describe an old car was the word carriage. My video editor literally used an image of a carriage in the short. And now I have people commenting me saying, hey, you know what? You understand that there were cars in the 50s, right? That's like made me laugh. Like, God damn it. I use the word carriage as like a sarcastic remark about an old car, right? And my video editor went on and put the photo of an actual carriage. And it made me laugh. And I saw it and I was like, it's going to be okay. It's fun. Whatever. Clearly not. So that was a lot of fun. Just reading all those comments. And I had to delete a couple, more than a couple, that were a little bit not pleasant, the way they said things. But a lot of people, including my friend here, Dorodio, corrected me on some stuff. And that's more than fair. I should not have misspoken like that, and I should have used better analogies. Because I like analogies, right? Analogies are really good to help you explain the concepts and things you want to explain. It's just that if you use them incorrectly, things don't turn out that well. So that was a fun thing. If you guys haven't checked it, go to the channel, check it out. It's a fun video. Anyways, I think we covered probably my favorite guitar of the month. It really was. And I was so happy to see something like it. Hey man, my only concern, like I thought about buying it. I literally thought about going online and actually like buying myself one. The challenge I have is that I live in Australia, away from everything else. Like, it's a freaking island away from every other continent and country, except from like New Zealand. So the shipping is a bit of a challenge. Like, this is one of the challenges I have buying things from Reverb, for example, that are not listed in Australia. You got the long travel internationally. Obviously, you have like extra fees for customs and all that jazz, extra fee for delivery. It's just much more expensive and risky. So, but boy, oh boy, I was so keen to like get my hand on one of these and try it out and see how they actually feel like and how they would go with distortion and all that. But yeah, I'll leave this page open so I can message them later on and say, hey man, you know, you've got a couple of errors of spelling in your website, so fix it. I love what you do. So I'll keep this page open. Yeah. All right. Shall we go to the next item on the docket? Let's talk about the next item on the docket. Where's my screen here? There we go. There we go. All right. Let's jump to the next item on the docket. So, John Mayer, one of my favorite guitar players. John Mayer is awesome, is extremely skilled in his guitar playing, and extremely knowledgeable about guitar and blues guitar in specific. This man knows blues in and out. Love him. Love him, love him. He said something that we don't always agree with necessarily. And again, I keep it honest. I tell you what I actually think. And I know that at some point there's going to be an armada of John Mayer fans trashing me in the comments, but that's okay. We are athletic on this stream. We are athletic at Mr. Sorenzo Inc. Okay. John said it's less significant than your guitar strap being an inch lower or higher. John Mayer on why fretboard radius doesn't actually make that much of a difference. And when I saw that, I lost my mind. What are you talking about, my man? Before he developed his PRS Silver Sky signature guitar, Mayer didn't pay much attention to fretboard radius. Right? He said neck radius doesn't actually matter at all. And his PRS Silver Sky has become one of the best-selling signature guitars in recent years. That is so true. They topped Reverb and Sweetwater. They didn't say Sweetwater here, but Reverb and Sweetwater, 22-23, and then it was, I think, the second in 24. I think it was topped by a Fender Strat, if I'm not mistaken, in 2024 and 5. But it's one of the best-selling guitars out there in the market. It's an insane guitar, both the core version and the SE version made in Indonesia. Anywho, he said this: before creating this guitar, I didn't understand what neck radius meant. I just looked at the guitars I loved the most, and they were 725 in fretboard radius, right? 725 inches. That's very round. Guys, 725 is one of the most possible round fretboards that is out there, right? So for those who don't understand, check this out. I'm going to use this paper as an example, right? So this is a fretboard, right? And a fretboard has some sort of a curvature on it, right? The lower the fretboard radius in inches is, the more round the fretboard is. The flatter it is, the higher the inches. So 725 is really round. And then the other max, the other extreme, is 20 inches, which is as flat as a table. Okay? So this is the thing I need you guys to understand about this, that when we say 725, the lower that number is, the more round it is. And the rationale behind it is basically, you know, when you have a circle and that circle has a smaller radius, the curvature on that circle, when you slice a piece of it, is going to be more round, as opposed to a much bigger circle with bigger radius. That's the concept behind it, okay? So now, John's talking about those radiuses of those guitars were at 725 right here, right? And that was my measuring stick. Now I know the math behind it, and I still don't think about it, right? In simple terms, neck radius, or more accurately fretboard radius, relates to how much a fretboard curves. We just talked about it. As conventional wisdom would have it, rounder fretboards make fretting easier, as they better trace the natural curvature of our fingers. Flatter necks are typically better at bends and guitar solos because there's less resistance to move over. That's exactly right, by the way, guys. So I'll say it in a different way. Same thing, rephrased. Rounder frets are better for holding chords because the way your hand naturally holds itself is curved and round, right? However, when you want to solo, when you want to noodle, when you want to tap, when you want to do legato, right? When you want to do obviously bends, then flatter is easier to deal with, right? It's just you don't have that curve to fight against. It's just flat. You can move your strings however you want. You can tap and play however you want, right? That's the idea behind it. Now, here's the thing. Many firms have their preferred measurements. Very broadly speaking, 725 radius offers a more vintage style, that is true. While the likes of 9.5 inch and 12 inches are used in more modern builds, so most commonly between 9.5 and 12, that's correct. But Mayer doesn't see it as the end all, as the be all end all. The difference between 725 and 9.5 is less significant than your guitar strap being an inch higher or lower, he professes. I'll fight anybody on that. Okay, so let's talk. Number one, guys, when John says, look, I played other guitars with radiuses other than 725, for example, 9.5, and I didn't feel any difference, or I could just play the guitar fine. I think part of it has to do with how good of a guitar player John Mayer actually is, right? The better player you are, the better guitars, the better you can play with different guitars, right? It's like the better the driver you are, you know, when they throw you different cars with different friction points on the pedals of the car, like the gas pedal and all that, you can figure yourself out a lot better than someone who's not a good driver. Makes perfect sense, right? So part of it, I think, has to do with how good of a guitar player John Mayer actually is, right? Now, the other part is that the difference between 725 and 9.5, sure, it might not be that much. But the difference between 7.5 and 12 is a lot. I play mostly 14-inch, 16-inch, and 20-inch fretboard radiuses. So, for example, my Washburn N4s sit at 14 inches. My Jackson King V is compound, so it goes from 12 to 16. That means it's rounder at the top and then flatter when you get closer to the body on the higher frets. And again, by the way, the logic is the same, right? So rounder at the top for chords, flatter at the bottom for noodling and shredding and all that jazz. And then obviously my PRS Holcomb signature guitar is a 12-inch. I got 12 inches in its radius, a fretboard radius. So I said all of that to say, yeah, 725 to 9.5 is not a big jump, but 725 to 12, which is one of the most common, fretboard radiuses out there, is massive. It's huge. So when John says, look, it's just like, imagine you're strapping an inch higher or lower, I'm sorry. I don't think that is true. If only you talk about 725 to 9.5, or you talk about, say, maybe 10 to 12, I'll take your word for it. I don't fully agree with it, but I can live with that. But 725 to 14 inches, 725 to 12, there's no difference at all. 725 to 16 or 20, no difference at all. Come on, man, give me a break. That is just not true. Right? That's just not true. I highly encourage everybody, anyone who's listening and watching this, to please, next time you're at a guitar store, try different guitars, do a bit of a research, like take 5 minutes of your day, go to that store's website, see see which guitar has what fretboard radius, right? And then try it. Try different ones, and then you tell me if those fretboards feel the same. I'll rest my case. They don't. I've had more than 20 guitars. I've owned more than 20 guitars. I constantly buy and sell stuff. I can tell you for a fact that it feels completely different. So we love John Mayer. We love his playing. He's one of the most knowledgeable guitar players on blues out there, and his guitar is insane good. Fretboard radius makes a difference. John, love you. You're wrong on this one. Ay. Woo! Zuhair! What's happening, baby? How are ya? Hope you're well. I'm great. I am fantastico and athleticamente. How you doing? How you doing, my guy? Working hard, grinding it. We're proud of you. We like it. We like hard workers. Oh, wow, whoa. Anyways, that was my little rant about fretboard radiuses. That was a little rant I had, and we had to go through it. Okay, now, you guys just give me a quick second. I have to quickly jump on Twitch and ban another genius who decides to, who thought it was a good idea to try to sell me cheap viewers. We keep telling these guys, I'm like, guys, we don't buy viewers. We like real people talking to us. We like community. We like fun. We like athleticism. So don't try to come and sell me cheap viewers and all that, because I'm going to block you. And then these guys just keep doing it. Block, report. There we go. What else? What else I can do here? Timeout. Ban. Yes. Perfect. Sorry for. Thanks for your patience, guys. Oh yeah, we have to clean up the stuff from the stream so that it doesn't bother anyone's experience. That's you guys, because I give a damn about your experience on the stream. A lot. Zuhair says, of course, with a smiley emoji. That smiley emoji was a little creepy, Zuhair. I gotta tell you. That was like a... Hold on. That smiley emoji you had there was like... Did you mean it? Look at me. Look at me in the eyes. See how beautiful my eyes are. Did you mean it? Did you mean that smile, Zuhair? Unbelievable, this guy. Yeah, okay, I like it. I like it. That was the right answer. We like that. We like that very much. Okie dokes. Guys, before we jump to the next guitar, one quick piece of news, which I thought it was very athletic, was Grammys nominations. Now, granted, you know, this whole Jay-Z Beyonce thing really ruined the Grammys validity and credit, because they're like freaking, even now Beyonce's daughter has a Grammy or something. So you know what I mean? Like, since, I don't know, it was like the early 2000s where 50 Cent's album Get Rich or Die Trying comes out, and it becomes like the best debut album in the history of hip-hop, and it doesn't win a Grammy. And then Jay-Z and Beyonce and their daughters are like 50 Grammys in. It kind of tells you about the Grammys, right? So, not suggesting that it's the most credible thing in the world now. However, there were a couple of nominations which I thought was like made perfect sense. So let's talk about those. Young Blood has been killing it. If you guys don't know who Young Blood is, it's him. The man is destroying it right now. He really is holding the fort of rock and roll. Old school rock and roll, get crazy. So I thought, let's talk about it. There were a couple of interesting nominations there. So, for those who don't know, Young Blood did this awesome live performance in Ozzy Osbourne's last show in Buckingham, England. And he covered the song Changes. And Nuno Bettencourt, by the way, was also on the stage. He got nominated. It's this thing. I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons. But if you guys haven't checked it out, check Changes live from Villa Park back to the beginning. That's Ozzy Osbourne's last show. How amazing this man sings. And how beautiful Nuno played the guitar on the stage there. Now, these guys got nominated for the best metal performance, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is not metal. I think it's rock and metal. They sort of bundled up together. So that was really awesome. And then Deftones was also in the mix somewhere, which I liked. That was like interesting. And then John Petrucci's Dream Theater was also there in the nominations. And now, look, with Young Blood and rock being included in this whole categories of stuff, it warrants Dream Theater to be there too. But let's be honest, neither of them are really metal music. So yeah, That was like really interesting nominations. I really hope Youngblood wins. He's the only young rock and roll person out there that is like, you look at him and you're like, 80s rock and roll, 90s rock and roll. You know what I mean? Which, like, you know, people like that are just a dying breed, and he just brought it back, and it reminded us how fun it is to listen to that genre of music and that kind of live performances that this guy does. He's awesome. I really like him. Really like him. I remember maybe it was like 3-4 months ago where he reached out to the ticketing business and the venue that he was doing his shows on. And he was like, listen, man, I used to be broke and I know the value of money, but you guys like can't charge people like 200 pounds for a seat. That's ridiculous. That's expensive. People are not going to afford it. And I want people to be able to come to my shows, even if they don't have the money. So he brought it down like significantly. I think he brought it down to like less than half of the price of ticket that it was initially being sold. And I was like, I respect him. That's a real guy. We like that. So, yeah, check this performance out. Highly recommend it. Can't recommend it enough to you guys. So, yeah. That was the next bit of banter that I wanted to go through with you guys before we get to the next item on the docket. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about the next item. You guys know ESP. Do you guys know the brand ESP? ESP LTD LED XYZ LCD EMG. All these three-letter words that make a guitar brand's name. PRS, that's another one. Right. So, ESP LTD shot out a new design. Not a new design, my apologies. A new guitar. And I really liked the design. That's where the word design came from. Check this out. So, that is the XJ-1HT. Voila. That's the guitar. Check this out. It's an awesome looking guitar. What is that? Like a Meteora? Like a Jazzmaster? It's like something like that in its body shape. And I really like this headstock. Right? It's an LTD Deluxe. And it's a metal player's gear. It only comes with the bridge pickup. And a very, very simple, if I'm not mistaken, it's a hip shot bridge, but we can confirm that in a second. And only a volume knob. Very simplistic, very elegant, and very beautifully designed. And it has all the bevels that you need to play the guitar comfortably. And we like that very much. Right. We like that. Now, check this out. Bolt-on 3-piece thin U-shaped roasted maple neck. Tilted back reverse headstock. And by the way, guys, this reverse headstock is good for the looks, but the fact that the low E string, or the thickest string you have, it has the most length between the knot and the tuning peg is not ideal. Because what happens is that when you play your chords on whatever knot, these strings here hum a little. And the thicker strings tend to hum a lot more. So it's not a biggest of all issues. You can always chuck in something under the strings or wrap a sock around it. Or if you like professional, wraps that you can actually put to mute those strings there, which is what I use. Insanely good stuff. You can just do it there and fix the problem. So it's not the biggest of all deals. But for those who like to record, that is a consideration. So for this one, if I want to record a metal song with this guitar, I'd be definitely wrapping something around there on top of the knot, like between the knot and the tuning pegs, right? So it looks awesome, but for recording, it has that one little thing because this little thick string there rings when you play power chords because of the distance. Right? If it was the other way around, if it was like the, You know, the tuning peg was here for the 6th string, and for the high E string, it was like higher up there. So if this headstock was maybe in reverse, you still get that ring, but not as much. Especially, again, when you play metal, because considering the fact that the thinner string bounces and resonates differently, but also you don't play as many power chords or as many maneuvers. You don't do as many maneuvers on your low E string or your thickest string, whatever that note is. So hopefully that made sense. And I really dig the inlay too. It's such an elegant and simple design. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Now, funny enough, despite the fact that I said all this stuff about metal guitar and yada yada, it comes with 22 frets, not 24. 22 extra jumbo stainless steel frets. And has locking tuners. We love that. Hip shot hardtail bridge, which I just told you guys about. And it's string through body. Again, we love that. Keeps it simple and a better connection between the string and the body. Better movement and translation of resonance. We like that very much. It comes with its Fluence Open Core Classic bridge with multiple voices available via push and pull control. Voice 1 gives you the legendary bridge pickup humbucker. And you also get the slightly overwound single coil. So really bright single coil. Now, bolt-on neck, 25.5-inch scale, swamp ash, obviously swamp ash. 3-piece roasted maple neck, Macassar ebony, 350 millimeters of fretboard radius. What is that? 14 inches? 12 inches? Sorry, let me get... 14 inches, yeah. I was right this time. 14 inches in radius. Nut width is 42 mils, pretty standard. Molded nut. Thin U neck, 22 stainless steel frets. We talked about it. Locking LTD tuners, hip shot fixed bridge string through, Fishman Fluence bridge pickup. We talked about that. It's active. It's an active pickup. The volume has push and pull in it, and it comes with a D'Addario XL 1046 strings from the company. It does not come with its own case. You can buy it separately though. And again, we talked about, in other streams, we talked about how more often than not now, the companies are using 1046s and not 942 strings when it comes to, you know, sending out the guitars to their customers. So let's pause the music and let's listen to this guitar a little, shall we? Yeah. That neck looks awesome, by the way. Go back. That looks so nice and thin. It looks so comfortable. Look how where his thumb is sitting there. It looks so thin and comfortable. I really adore this neck. I really think I'll like it if I get to play it. It is on my short list to actually play in a store. I have a tiny little list of the guitars that I actually want to try. Buy or not, I don't know, obviously, but just try. And this is certainly on that list. There we go. Tilt back, by the way, here, guys. What it means is that it's literally tilt back. So if this is the neck and this is the headstock is tilted back a little. And what that does, it tightens the strings against your nut so that, not your nut, your guitar's nut, hopefully you got the point. And what it does, it pushes it against the bottom of the guitar nut so that your strings don't pop out as you play them. So you don't need any headstock string trees. Looks awesome. It really does. So yeah, I thought that was like a very, very interesting guitar to check out. It's very simple, it's very elegant, and it seems to be very, very, very ergonomic. So we like that. So when I saw this, I was like, all right, well, we're gonna have to check out this guitar on Sweetwater. And we did that. This is a $1,500 LTD guitar, which is $1,500 is a lot of dough. There's no questions about it. But I like it, man. Swamp Ash, I really like it, especially if you can feel these ridges. Let me move myself, actually. Here we go. So you guys can see. Have a look. These ridges look beautiful. Natural wood. I love it. My black N4 guitar, the black Washburn I have is Swamp Ash, and it just feels awesome to play the guitar like that. I don't know. It's just for me, maybe. But this is the guitar for $1,500. I wonder whether there will be like a discount on it as we get closer to Black Friday. Anywho, what I'm keen to see is whether it's made in Indonesia or not. It is made in Korea. Ooh, ooh la la, there we go. Check this out. It is Korean made. See that? We like that. We like that very much. Okay. Fine. I don't think there's going to be any info here that we haven't already gone through other than the price of it. Now, why would somebody give it 4 reviews? What was the issue? I wonder. What was your thing here, man? Mike from Michigan on March 6th. Amazing metal guitar for the money, solid workhorse, heavy body, and Fishman pickup sound amazing. Heavy crunch sound with outstanding sustain. What sold me was the textured sandblasted body and roasted maple neck. Okay, so this is all good. However, on the single coil and clean channels, it held up great. Oh, okay. So that wasn't even an issue then. What was the issue? Right. Avoid if you don't want a heavy guitar or have back issues. And I prefer gloss finishes. Okay. Jesus Christ, dude. What? So you give a 4-star to this guitar because it wasn't gloss and it was heavy? Heavy. By the way, it makes perfect sense. I have a feeling then, if someone's complaining about a guitar being heavy, I have a feeling that they ordered it online. They didn't actually play with the guitar first before then either ordering it in person or online. Do you know what I mean? Because you can order something online that you've previously actually played, which is what I always recommend people to do. Always play the guitar that you want to buy before you buy it, no matter the method of purchase. Because you will know, for example, how heavy it actually is. And the websites and places like Sweetwater, the retailers can tell you how heavy something is supposedly, but the reality is every guitar is different. And when you talk about, by the way, guys, if you talk about woods like Swamp Ash, right? Or if you talk about alder, especially, right? These woods actually change, like they differentiate in weight depending on the cut of the wood and the tree it was taken from, right? Mahogany and maple are a little less deviating in that sense. Basswood, mahogany, maple, they're a little bit more consistent, but with alder and ash, you get that variety a lot, right? So depending on what tree it was cut from, depending on the type of the cut, which part of the tree it was cut from, depending on then how the drying process for this piece of timber went, right? Did they bring the moisture down to 6%? Did it bring it down to more or less? All of these actually impact how the final weight of that guitar is going to be, right? So the website can tell you, oh, 7 pounds, or 8 pounds, or 5 pounds, whatever, right? But if you don't play that specific guitar, you would not know. That's the truth. And this is why I always, not just the weight, by the way, the feel of the neck, the shape of the guitar, gloss finish or whatever, like, what was it? He said, I prefer gloss finish. I don't know why one would prefer gloss finish on a fast guitar, on a guitar that is supposed to fast, shred, go crazy, because gloss finishes get sticky. But I understand that some people like the look more, right? With that being said, none of these would have been an issue. I don't think this 4-star is a reflection of the guitar itself. This 4-star, I think, is a reflection of a buyer who buys something without knowing exactly what he's buying. I'll be fully honest with you. Right? Because the thing is, like guitar purchase is not like groceries. We don't do it every week, right? Some people who are crazy like me, I mean, there's, I guess, a minority. Like, you guys, I learned it from my last YouTube short that you guys are very specific about, like, the details of what I say, which is great. So I'll make sure I say it correctly. There's always a minority that buy guitars daily, weekly, very regularly, right? With people who have the money and the time and the energy to do that, and the passion to do that, you get one guitar wrong, that's okay. You get another one next week. But if you buy a guitar once a year, once a few years, once every few months, once every whatever, you get the idea, right? If you can buy a guitar once a year, for example, even then, most people don't buy a guitar once a year, right? They just buy one guitar and they stick to it, 2 guitars and they stick to it for a very long time. But because of that, it's important that you actually take the time and go to a store and play with this stuff. And then buy it online if you don't want to, whatever. You get the idea? You get what I'm trying to say here? And dare I say that going to a music store is an awesome experience. I don't know, man. I don't know of anybody that likes guitars, but doesn't feel like he's in or she is in Disneyland when they go to a guitar store. It's like a candy shop, baby. Like, I go there, I lose my mind. I just spend like half an hour just looking at stuff, not even buying. And then I know what I'm buying or what I want to play with, and then I do whatever I got to do. Right? But man, if you give 4-star to this guitar because you loved everything about it, look at the comments. I'll go back to it again. The man said this much about how much he loved the guitar, and then avoided these two, and then gave it a 4-star. Yeah, you know, I don't think this 4-star is a reflection of the guitar. My guy, want to buy a guitar, go to a damn store. And I will not be surprised at all. Well, obviously the finish is always going to stay as satin for this guitar. It's a satin finish. It's satin finish for all. But I will not be surprised if somebody else picks up the guitar from another store, another build, another guitar, and it's much lighter. Right. So there you have it, folks. And there you have it, folks. Woof, look at that. We like that. We like that very much. Did you like it? Very much. I hope you have. That guitar was athletic. Now, here is where we get to my favorite part of the stream. Here's where we get to my favorite part of the stream. I gotta tell you. Guys, I want to drink this to your health. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so damn much. I really appreciate it. You could have been there watching anything else. You're hanging out here with me, talking about what we love, electric guitars. So I'm going to drink this to your health. Let me pause the video music actually. Hold on. We're just down a little, not pausing it. And I'm gonna pop it now. This is green tea, by the way. We're not drinking hard stuff on the stream, for those who are wondering, reporting us on YouTube. This is green tea. And this is to you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Cheers. Boy, oh boy, I love me a good green tea. So, this November 21st, so in almost 2 weeks' time now, it'll mark the 6th year, end of the 6th year that I quit alcohol. So, I've been dry since November 21st, 2019. 21st or 23rd? I don't even remember anymore. Either 21st or 23rd. I'll look at my phone. I have an app that tracks it. And I've been dry. I've been dry like Nevada in the summer for 6 years now. Boy, oh boy. I can tell you guys something. Anyone that says if you quit for like a year, you know, you don't drink alcohol for a year, you know, you're never going to miss it again. The cravings will go away. That is so not true. To this day, I crave a good glass of bourbon or whiskey. I do. Good God, I do. Or vodka and Red Bull. That was my thing too. Anyone that says, oh, if you quit alcohol, you're going to lose weight. No. It's just the total calories, right? If you replace that with something else, like other foods, you're still going to have a belly like me. So, you know. But it's been very productive for me. Like, you know, when you don't drink, you wake up in the morning, you're ready to go. And it's been much more productive. You know, allows you to do more, if you know what I mean. And I work 70, 80 hours a week now, pretty much. So it actually has been helpful in my hectic schedule. There are days that I'm working 15, 16 hours, and not drinking, you know, helps a lot for those who are into that kind of life. Tell me, why is Twitch so quiet today? I don't know why. Twitch is out of its mind today. YouTube too a little. I don't know, you guys are a little tired. You guys, I feel like you guys are just a little tired here. Okay, where are we? There we go. Okay, we got it sorted. All right, shall we go to the next item on the docket? Let's jump to our next item on the docket. And didn't we talk about it in the last stream? Boy, didn't we talk about it on the last stream. It, again, kind of goes back to that short that you guys gave me a lot of, not you, some people, first-time viewers, gave me a lot of crap for. But even Vernon Reid said the same thing. I thought, let's have a chat about it here, okay? And by the way, I think 2 streams ago, we covered his signature guitar specs, which was insane in looks. But check this out. Vernon says, one major problem with vintage guitar hype. He said, if it's not good, you're going to convince yourself that it is. And I thought that was so interesting. I did not point it out when we talked about this in the previous stream. I did not talk about it. I never thought of it this way. So I thought that was like a nice, quick thing to talk about. If it's not really good and you're too big on vintage guitars, you're going to convince yourself that it is. And I was like, that's such an interesting point you brought up, right? So for Reid, who's known for using ESPs, Hamer, Parker, PRS, and now Reverend, there is no reason to overhype guitar gear no matter how famous it may be. While we discuss the usual guitar-related matters with Vernon on Ultimate Guitar's Record podcast, the guitar legend addressed the matter of vintage guitars and pointed out that people sometimes like to convince themselves into thinking that something sounds good when it doesn't. Right? And so when they ask him, look, when you pick up a guitar, what's the first thing you're looking for? Is it a sonic thing or a feel thing? And I'll be asking you guys the same question at the end of this. When you want to buy your first guitar, what's the first thing that you think of? Comfort, the feel of the guitar, the tactile feel, tactile feel of the guitar, or just only the sound is the first thing you go for? I'm gonna ask you guys in a second, so have a think about it. He said, I think when you pick up the guitar, electric guitars have to sound good unplugged. Oh, so important. They really have to. If an electric guitar doesn't resonate, or if it doesn't sound good when it's unplugged, then the pickups are going to have to compensate for any flaws or dead spots in the sound. So, interestingly, really good electric guitars sound good acoustically. This is so important, man. This is not talked about often. Electric guitars, in essence, are acoustic guitars, right? This is such an important point. A good electric guitar always should sound good unplugged. So maybe for all of us, when we buy that next guitar, we want to play the guitar unplugged first to see how it sounds like, and then understand what a good or bad sound is. Sustain. This is what I do. So I do this mainly for sustain. I just unplug the guitar, play it, and see for how long it resonates. The more sustain, the better, right? Because if you think about guitar is like a negative energy instrument. That's a bad way to say it. But what I mean by that is that when you strum a string, right? Strum your guitar, you transfer some energy, some kinetic energy to the string, right? The more resonance the guitar has, the more sustain it has. It means it had less resistance. It basically means that it converted your energy to string and sound more efficiently. Does that make sense? Because if it didn't do it efficiently, the energy would just go away. The resonance would just die out. The sustain wouldn't be as good. Does that make sense? So a guitar, in essence, it's something that eats the energy, right? And the less inefficient it is, the better the instrument is. I hope I made a good job. I hope I did a good job explaining the point here, right? Because just like anything, you know, like a bicycle or car, an electric circuit, it has a resistance. So you transfer some energy to it, you get an output out of it. The less you lose in between, the better the instrument. That's the point. And you can assess that acoustically. You have to assess that acoustically first before you then do it with the guitar plugged in and the pickups and all that jazz. So Vernon Reid is the GOAT for saying this. I love it. They actually sound good. They don't sound like maybe full acoustics, but you play the chords and they resonate. And then the pickups are only amplifying what is already there. God bless. I found that out years ago. I used to love BC Riches, right? And I got this BC Rich Eagle that it's just been fantasizing about rather. And when I got it, I realized after I lived with it for a while that the pickups were compensating for the body. The body really was kind of dead and the pickups were compensating. And eventually, this was my dream guitar and I had to let it go. Yeah. Hell yeah. One of the funny things about guitar is, if the guitar is vintage, or it's a guitar you've always wanted and the guitar is not good, you're going to convince yourself that it is, and you'll be with it for a while. Like, this is a 1950s whatever Les Paul da-da-da. And the thing is mint. There's a whole theory that the reason a guitar is mint is that nobody ever played it because it was never good. Kind of looking at things a little differently, huh? And so that's why it looks perfect, because it never got any dings, because people used to pick the guitar next to it. So it goes through the years, and then suddenly you have this almost perfect guitar, and then you realize that it's no good. That's the key to it. So ultimately, whether a guitar is 25 grand or whether it's $200, it's what you do with the guitar in your hand. That's it. Oh boy, Vernon Reid is awesome for saying it. Vernon, that is realistic. That is logical. That is coming from an experienced, awesome guitar player. And I loved this article. I thought, I really have to share this with you guys. Because more often than not, what happens when you go to a guitar store is that, you know, you go to a guitar store, a guy comes in, he hands you the guitar, and they plug it in for you. You know, they might ask you, oh, what kind of amp you use at home? And then let's find the closest one to it, yada, yada. It's always like that. And it's good customer service. If you go to a guitar store that they look after you, that's fantastic. It's a good sign, right? But one thing maybe all of us can do moving forward, if we're buying a guitar, first hand, second hand, doesn't matter. We go to the store. We kind of covered this already, right? Unplug the guitar, play and hear it, see how it sounds like. And then plug it back in and then see how it sounds like. Excellent points. Excellent point from Vernon Reid, right? It's just that the man knows his guitars, and it's awesome. Yeah. So tell me, I asked you guys, I told you guys to have a think about it. What do you guys think? Like, how do you, would you agree with this point? Like, it makes sense, right? I hope, like, I don't know, everybody agrees with this or not, but I have a feeling that most people will agree with this, right? Now, you might forget it. When you go to a guitar store and you bought your guitar, you might have forgotten about it. You might be like, oh my God, I'm excited. I've done that too. It's not just like you've done it and I haven't. You go there, you pick up the guitar, you're excited, and you just buy it and you're good to go. I even made a long video about the purchase of that guitar right back there, right? Of how excited I was and how I made some mistakes that I knew better I shouldn't have done. So we all made that mistake. But hopefully this bit of the video, this bit of the stream for you guys is a reminder that'll help you make a better purchase of electric guitars. So here we go. Here we go, ladies and gents. Anywho, guys, shall we jump to the next item on the docket? Let me just check the quality of the stream because we might have had some glitches on Twitch. Give me 1 segundo, guys. Let me just check and see we're good. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good, you guys. Don't do that to me. Okay. All right, let's jump to the next item on our docket. So tell me, do you guys know Heritage guitars? Do you guys know Heritage guitars? It is a great guitar company based in Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. And they're awesome. So their Les Paul shaped guitars are one of the more common guitars that are brought up for people who don't want to buy like a Gibson Les Paul. Like, so when, for example, and I've had this question asked from me before, and people ask me, like, you know, like if you don't want to buy a Les Paul from Gibson or Epiphone, right? What Les Paul would you buy? Like the shape of a Les Paul. And Heritage is one of those ones that I bring up. Like, you know, Heritage Les Pauls they're the real deal. I bring up PRS McCarty, the single cut McCarty, which is also a Les Paul shape. But this is about Heritage guitars, and they had the new Standard 2 H-150 P90 product coming out not that long ago. I think they released it about 2 weeks ago. I could be wrong here, but it's fairly recent. And I thought, let us talk about this because this is awesome. And by the way, so this was on the thumbnail of the stream that you guys saw. So you guys saw the this one. I think they call it the lemon burst. Did they call it the lemon burst? I think they called it the lemon burst. Dirty lemon burst. There you go. And so it comes with 4 different colors. You got the lemon burst, midnight blue, cherry, and the ebony. And I love the lemon burst. The color-wise, midnight blue was my thing, right? But the pattern of the wood on the lemon burst, check this out. What a beautiful pattern here. Ah, it's just so good. And it's booked matched really well too. It looks awesome. I'm not a fan of bursts, for those who don't know me. But I thought Mother Nature just kicked it out of the thing with this one. It's awesome. I love the pattern. Nevertheless, I don't like the price tag. It's $2,600. So that is an expensive guitar. That's not a cheap guitar whatsoever, right? But that's the lemon, and this is the blue, and this looks awesome too. It doesn't have the wood patterns as such, but boy, isn't this elegant. It's just a very, very beautiful, elegant coloring of the guitar. I adore this. So that's just a quick note on the looks of this guitar. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about the specs. This guitar is an evolution of their first model, obviously the classic, the standard one. Obviously, they're working on the, the Les Paul, just improving on it. It's built in Kalamazoo, Michigan, like I told you guys earlier. And it's a genuine mahogany body. So, guys, it's said it's genuine mahogany, right? And I tried to do some research on it. I couldn't find the answer to this. It said it's genuine mahogany. Genuine mahogany is Cuban mahogany. That's the real genuine mahogany, which is you're not allowed to cut it anymore because it's an endangered species of tree, right? So there is a lot of restrictions in Cuba, and there's a lot of import-export restrictions in the United States because it's an endangered species of mahogany, right? So whether this is actually Cuban or something else, I don't know. But just bear in mind that there's a lot of woods that guitar builders call mahogany that don't even belong to the genetic tree of Cuban mahogany, which is the real mahogany, the original, right? So Honduran mahogany, Asian, there was like a, good God, Filipino mahogany, I think. There are different types of mahoganies that they're called mahogany because they kind of have the same tonal characteristics, but they really aren't, okay? Just bear in mind. When it says genuine mahogany, I would assume that it's Cuban. Zuhair says, nice. Like the Blue Heritage. Yeah, me too. It's really good, isn't it? It's awesome. It's so elegant. So beautiful. Now, at the core of its sound lies a pair of newly designed Heritage Custom Shop 225 standard P90 pickups, obviously. P90s. Not a surprise there. So, and it has an Alnico 5 set of magnets in there. And basically, exceptional punch, clarity, definition. The Alnico 5 make it nice and bright for a P90. But these pickups deliver a fat, articulate tone with tight low end and crisp heights, offering the perfect blend of vintage character and modern precision. And now, the 60s neck profile ensures a familiar yet fluid playing experience, so it's a little thinner, I think, than the 50s style, for example. I could be wrong here, but if I'm not mistaken, that's it. CTS potentiometers. So guys, for those who don't know, premium CTS potentiometers are probably the best potentiometers out there. And these are not special to Heritage guitars, by the way. A lot of high-end guitars use premium CTS pots. And fantastic. Best potentiometers in the market for sure. And I don't think they're that crazily expensive, by the way. Like, pots are usually not that crazy expensive. Nevertheless, we have curly maple top, genuine mahogany with weight relief body. So that's pretty good because mahogany is a dense wood. That means it's heavier, right? So when you weight relief it, that's kind of nice. Midnight blue nitrocellulose body finish. We like that. Rosewood fretboard, 12-inch fretboard radius, pretty standard. Jazzcar medium jumbo fret side, bone nut, pretty standard. Neck profile is a 60s C. It's actually a little thicker. Hold on a second. How does that translate into millimeters? We got it open already. Hold on. 21.5 mils at the nut. Okay. And then 23 in closer to the body. Okay, so it's not thin, but it sits probably more on the medium side, I guess. I call it thin. That was not quite accurate. So it's thinner than your old school 50 stuff, that's for sure. But 21 mil, 23 mils is somewhere. It's yeah, it is thin, but not that much, I guess. It's safe to say. Anywho, neck wood is also genuine mahogany, so we're going for a mahogany neck. Head plate here is a veneer with the Heritage logo. So this is what we're talking about, guys. Scale length is 24 3/4, so 24/7/5. That's a standard, like sort of very standard Les Paul scale length. 22 frets, trapezoid fretboard inlay. You're familiar with this if you know Les Pauls. Heritage Custom 225 standard P90s on the neck and bridge. 2 volume, 2 knob, 3-way toggle, classic. We talked about the pots. 2 nomadic bridge. Stop bar tailpiece. Plastic pick guard. Comes with elixir strings? Ugh. Okay. I'm being that way about it. I'm more of a D'Addario guy. So I like D'Addarios, but obviously you can buy the guitar and put your own strings there, right? Right. But 1046s again. Heritage tuners. It's not locking tuners, is it? Yeah. And then you have the cream switch top, and it comes with the Heritage Premium Standard case. Zuhair says, later, Sorenzo, be well. Later, my brother, take care of yourself. Good to see you. I'll catch you around. So yeah, that's the, that's this. Obviously the same features here. There's nothing really different here. But yeah, I thought really, really interesting, elegant. And if you want to go for something old school, that is not a Gibson, Heritage is a phenomenal choice for you guys to do it. And by the way, it's the same price on Sweetwater when I checked earlier. So it is $2,600 right now. Maybe, I would guess that if you look at it in a week or so, when we get to the height of Black Friday specials, you might be able to get some discounts on it. If it's not on the website, you can actually call the guys, right? But before you buy it, go and play with it. Like I said before. Boy, I dig this look so much. I really do. Looks so good. Look at that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't think they're locking tuners. No, they're not. They're not locking tuners now. So that's a bit of a downer, I think. I mean, you can always buy some new tuners, right? But it's like for a $2,600 guitar, I would want to have locking tuners coming with it. So that's a bit of a thing. But yeah, it's not the biggest of all deals. You know. All right. Let's check out the other colors. So this is the cherry. And then this is the ebony. Let's check it out. That's the cherry. And then that's the ebony. My favorite is by far the blue. Not by far, like the blue and the lemon looks great. I like the blue because of the color. It's so elegant. This is just a beautiful blue and white gold combination, right? So extremely elegant. And it goes well with the P90 color, right? But the pattern on this wood, baby, look at that. Love the pattern. So, yeah. There we go. And it is the same price on Sweetwater for those who are interested in buying one. Yeah. Amazing guitar. Looks beautiful. Yeah. Speaking of, because we talked about how Heritage, you know, is like a very good brand. If you don't want to go with like a Les Paul Gibson, Heritage is like a very, very good go-to move. I wonder, because it's been a while since I checked this. I wonder, what was the latest PRS single cut release? PRS McCarty single cut. I wonder if they like, because we haven't covered those in a very long time. I wonder what are the core look like. All right, let's check this out. Yeah, like really old school colors, man. I don't know. Like I know these gonna sound great and play great. I don't know about these colors. They went really like brown, gray, like old school, really old people's color. Like this looks awesome. I really like the look of this, for example. But like these brown ones, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. Like this is much better. Like the Mango Top limited edition looks a lot better. It looks more modern. Hold on, let me shrink this a little. There we go. That's better. So yeah, not a fan of these colors. I'm a massive fan of PRS. Not a fan of these colors at all. Like surely we got better stain colors, right? I mean, but there we go. That's a new McCarty model. And then you got the hollow body stuff going on. Okay, let's check that out. What do we have here? Interesting. Okay. What do we have here? All right, let's pause the music for a second. It's been a while since I've checked this particular guitar. Pause the music. Let's have a listen, see what we have here. Sounds so good. Sounds so good. Again, not a fan of these stain colors, but like you guys know, I'm a fan of PRS guitars. So for those who are watching this for the first time, just a disclaimer, I'm a massive fan of PRS guitars. So they always have a special place with me. I genuinely don't know about these colors. And again, this one is like better. This is like old school, you know, kind of like a sunburst, goldish gold top, kind of sits somewhere in the middle of that, I guess, right? And the wood pattern is beautiful, but just these stain colors, man, I don't understand. I have a feeling, like looking at these, right? Like these are the first one that they that shows on their custom, like on their core US made guitar page, right? I have a feeling, because PRS guitars are expensive. Core guitars are superb expensive. Right now, custom 24, 40 anniversary, for example, like this guitar that I think. So this guitar, I think, is the least good looking guitar of all of this bunch. So let's have a look on Sweetwater, see how much it costs right now. So that's PRS custom 24 core limited edition 40th anniversary. Okay. And they surely they have it. Like I'll be surprised if they don't. So this guitar, or different stains of this guitar, I guess, 40th anniversary custom 24 Saturn limited edition. So it's not exactly the same as the one that I showed you on that screen, or is it this one? There we go. It's this one. So with the saving, So with the $1,000 discount, it's $5,800. They were initially retailing it at $6,850, almost $7,000. That's a lot of dough for a guitar, okay? That's a lot of money. This guitar, and again, I'm a massive fan of PRS guitars. Anybody who watches the stream knows it. This looks horrible. What is this stain color, right? And it makes me feel like, because this is like my grandpa would like this, my late grandpa before he passed away. God bless him. He would like these kind of colors. So I have a feeling that the people that have the money to buy a guitar like this are more often than not boomers, like more elderly people, like people in their 60s and 70s and 80s that have the dough to buy a guitar like this more often than not, right? And so I have a feeling maybe that is influencing why these guitars are stained this way. But boy, oh boy, that is, it's so bizarre. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, to be fully honest with you. Now, obviously, they know something about their guitars that I don't, so I'm going to acknowledge that. But boy, oh boy. Okay, so going back to this guitar, what do we have here? Because I know they've done some upgrades on the wings of their Phase 3 non-locking tuners. McCarty 3 pickups. Okay, so this is the 3rd gen pickup too. Interesting. All right. There we go. There we go. So that is their weight relief design. Single cutaway guitars are known to be heavier than their double cutaway counterparts, obviously, because you cut less, right, from the wood. This design incorporates a weight relief, decreasing the weight of the guitar by about 2/3 of a pound, while maintaining several points of attachment between the guitar top and back to eliminate the hollow sound, right? So it's still solid body, supposedly, right? And this is what we're talking about here. Interesting. So this is the extra routing. So what do we have here? So there we go. So this is the extra weight relief bit. Really, right? This is the extra bit. This is one of the extra bits of weight relief, because this is, for example, for your pickup switch. This is for your electronics, all of that. This is your pickups. This is for your neck. So you can bring the neck a little bit more inside, I guess, on these ones. So this is the bit that they've done some weight relief on it. And then this is a little bit maybe there, but then you get your jack output out of that. So I think these two spots that they've shaved a little bit more wood to reduce the weight by 2/3 of a pound. Right. So body construction, solid body with weight relief, maple top, mahogany's back, not a surprise at all. The classic, Les Paul way to go about things. Maple top, mahogany body. Top carve is violin, so you get this sort of nice bevels at the top there of the guitar. 22 frets, 24.59 scale length. Mahogany wood. One-piece wood. Pattern vintage neck shape. Rosewood fretboard. 10-inch fretboard radius. Old school birds. And headstock logo is the factory eagle. High gloss nitro finish. Bone nut. Phase 3 non-locking tuners. By the way, so with these Phase 3 non-locking tuners, they basically made them out of different type of plastic that is really light. And their rationale behind it was that the lighter you keep these tuner wings, the tuning knobs, the less dampening effect they have on the resonance of the neck and the headstock. So that's the reason why they reduced the they use sort of like a really lightweight plastic in there. And then you have the McCarty Gen 3 treble and bass pickups. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. There we go. That's a better color. Now we're talking. Much better color. Look at that. This is beautiful. There we go. Finally. Finally some color that says alive. We like that. We like this very much. I love this guitar now. Ooh, that's their dragon. Yeah, I don't get these brown, burnt, weird colors, man. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, Zuhair, you're back? I thought you left, buddy. Welcome back. Good to have you back. The blue is amazing. I know. It's so good. And let me zoom in. There is a nice, beautiful maple pattern here. See if you can see it. Hold on. Check this out. See the pattern? Like the whoosh there. Isn't it beautiful? And that pattern there literally is where your tone and volume knobs sit. It's so beautiful. Back for a bit, but you're tired. I get it, dude. You work 2 jobs. I dig that. I dig that. That's more than fair. Come and go whenever you need to. Like, don't feel bad about it or anything. It's always good to see you. So when you come back and you go, it's always fun. Dorotio is at a party right now, and he is jumping in and out. So you're good. He says, where it says, love the tiger pattern. Yeah. It's so good. That's what I'm talking about. What is these colors? Would you agree with me? Like, it's like dead colors. Like, it's so dark. It's so damp. Something about it. So, again, I think it's just the only reason why they do it is because the people that have the money to buy these guitars are like boomers. So they put like boomer colors, I guess. I don't know. But then again, I don't ever see myself turning 80 at some point. If I'm lucky, if I last long enough to get to 80, I don't think I'll ever be a fan of a color like this. And I could be wrong. 80 is like about 50 years away right now. So. Azure says, the middle one I definitely get, not the one on the side. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I understand the dragon neck. I like the neck. But boy, this color doesn't. Yeah, I know. I wonder. Let me check something. So, we complained about these colors a lot. If I go here, will I get a better pattern? Like a different color? If I actually go in? Such a beautiful wood pattern. What a bad stain. My good God. All right, let's go down. Yes! Okay. Thank God. Oh, this is way better. Then why don't you put this color on? Why isn't this color on the front page? PRS! Just like, why? This looks amazing. I've been trashing the color of these guitars, so you have better colors then. Why don't you put them there? Why is it the dead colors? Like, why isn't the nice alive colors there? This looks amazing. So good. So good. Ugh. So why can't these good colors be here? Is what I'm asking. Oh God, look at this mango top. It's so good. I love mango tops. This is so good. That's the only one that looks really good from the get-go. Oh, I want to see the colors on this. Boy, I want to see the colors on this. Ooh, baby, baby. Not really. Ooh, baby, baby. Okay, so this one only... okay, so they put the good one on this one, on the front page. Okay, we like that. Let's check the other ones. This is the 40th anniversary. Okay, I think we just saw that one. Let's check out the 24-8. Again, beautiful carve. Beautiful wood grain pattern. God, this stain is horrible. Give me something nice. Come on. It's the same ones. Okay. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Oh, my Lord. Finally. Oh, this looks good too. Look at that purple. Nope. Nope. Yeah, not bad. We like this. We like this a lot. It's not bad. You know, whatever. This looks awesome. This, that. Boy. No. Pattern is nice. Color, I don't know. Okay. Yes, though that's a bad image. No. Oh, God, no. 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 Yes. So there you go. No, they have good colors. I take back what I said, guys. Earlier on, I've been trashing him too much, and I love him. I take back what I said. We still stand on our earlier comment that this looks like dead people's colors. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But they have really beautiful colors in there. If you click on it and you scroll down, they hidden the good colors so that you actually have to investigate what's going on. I think that's what the logic behind it. Like, really, those who actually investigate, take the time to go in and dig deep, those are the people that get rewarded. I think that was the rationale behind the website. Ay. Alrighty. Now, guys, I think we're going to slowly call it a day. I just got a couple of things I wanted to tell you guys before we close things up and wrap things up. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you haven't liked or hyped the stream, please do, so that more people can see it and we spread the love of guitars to more and more people. Now, three things. Number one, we're adding more videos to our guitar lessons, the free course that we have on our page here. So for those who don't know, YouTube recently introduced a new feature on YouTube, which is called courses. And so you can literally go there and do a course and you can price it and all that jazz. But obviously our course, the beginner's course, is completely free and has full videos. So videos go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so on and so forth, right? So it's a full course. Right now, 6 videos are on. I'm predicting there's going to be 35 videos-ish. So I'm going to cover a lot. Chords, strums, different music, alternate picking. Then we're going to cover a little bit of legato. We're going to cover a little bit of tapping. So like beginners get their hand on a lot of concepts for completely free. And those are full lessons. So I'm not like cutting the lesson in half and I'm like, all right, well now go, and go do the rest behind the paywall. In parallel to this, we have a school page for those of you who are interested. You can check it out. And in those school pages, we have the exercises for our videos. So if you go to our school page, you can see that we have a classroom, a beginners to beast. And in there, every video that I post, there's 2 or 3 practice sessions. So for example, the last video was basic music theory, which is there for free. And then there's 3 other videos after for practicing. So that's like the paid community that we have. So for those of you guys who want to get drills and practices, like specific practices for each of the lessons, check out our school page too. But everything else, like the knowledge bit of it, is for free. And in those lessons, I actually tell you how to practice it so you're not dependent on the paid version, right? The goal of this course, me pouring an enormous number of hours, you guys have no idea how long it takes me to plan the lesson. A little less the planning because I've taught guitar before, right? So I know what I'm talking about. Like I know how to go through the content. But then to record it and edit it and do all this stuff, thumbnails and everything else, it's just a lot of work. Like a lot of work. But I'm doing it so that no one ever is stopped from learning to play the guitar because of money. And in these lessons, to my own financial detriment, I talk about how you guys can actually practice it so you know how to do it on your own. But if you want to use mine and the ones that I do for my students, then you can join our school community there. And it's like a price of like 2-3 coffees a month. It's like very affordable. It's not expensive at all. to join the community. So I'm not doing this for the money or anything. It's really just like the only reason I put the school behind a paywall was like, I'm like, okay, so I'm doing all these videos, these like constant, like long hours. There's something in there so I don't feel like stupid doing it. It's like, it was really that. So if you guys are interested, the free course is there, and the practices are there with like actual recording backing tracks, guitar profiles, PDFs, sample files, all that jazz. So that's the first piece of news. Secondly, we have a couple of videos that are in the pipeline. So I've ordered, I think, about 40 different guitar picks. And they'll be arriving, I think, in a couple of days. Once those picks arrive, I'll be doing a video about the difference that the thickness of pick and the material makes in how you play and how you sound. And that's going to be a very detailed video for people who are beginners, but also very experienced players. I hope in that video I touch about a lot of topics that you guys don't usually think about. So I think you'll find it very interesting when it comes out. You'll see it. Go and watch it. It's going to be pretty interesting. And then lastly, and this was something that you guys recommended me to do. That came from you guys. That is making a parts caster guitar. So buy different parts of the guitar and then make a guitar out of it. And I thought it would be a lot more interesting if I went on Facebook Market and I bought everything secondhand. Secondhand body and neck, secondhand whatever, secondhand this and this and that, and then put it all together, fix its issue, file the frets, I don't know, like, you know, level the frets. If there's any other issues with it, fix it. Sand the neck maybe, right? And then turn it into an awesome destroying guitar. And I thought it would be a lot more fun. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you the next bit so you can see it. There's a couple of funny surprises like that like don't make sense, don't make conventional sense that I'm planned for that. So I'm on the lookout right now. I'm looking for like separate bodies, necks, electronics, and all that jazz to make that video happen. So that'll be coming out. Unlikely to come out next week because it's going to take me a long time to find these pieces and then fix and work on it. But I'll be vlogging that, and that video will also come out eventually, hopefully in a month's time. My goal is to do that video before the end of the year, before December 31st. So see how we go with that. But that is now officially, the effort for that has kick-started, and I'll be looking for some stuff, some parts to make it happen. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. To your health. If you haven't subscribed, hyped, or liked the video, please do. And with that said, I say it on every stream. Remember, we live only once. We're not getting any younger. We're not getting these seconds back. So pick up your guitar, have fun with it, lose yourself in music, and just have a good time and fun time in life, man. We only live one life. Cherish it. Cherish it! Is what I say. Woo! Mwah, guys! Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next video or in the next stream very soon. Take care of yourself.